Mississippi State storms back. A second-half surge fuels a thrilling 78-73 win over Utah. How the Bulldogs stay unbeaten.
4 Bulldogs in double figures. Mississippi State women dominate Chattanooga 69-44 to stay perfect. Head coach Sam Purcell nears a major milestone.
Mississippi State football's final home game. Can the Bulldogs grab their first SEC win of the season against Missouri?
And dominance on display. Top-seeded Mississippi State crushes Southern 7-0 to advance in the NCAA Tournament. All that and more next on The Sports Effect.
Thank you for joining us on The Sports Effect. I am Anthony Jenkins Jr.
And I'm Tiara Tidwell. We have a lot to cover today. It's one of the most exciting times of the year with several Mississippi State athletic teams in action. As basketball season gets underway, football season is winding down.
This Saturday marks Mississippi State's final home game for football against the Missouri Tigers. We'll have more on that matchup later in the show. But first, let's kick things off with our first 4 debaters to talk Bulldog football.
4 debaters, and only 2 will move on to the final 4 minutes of the show. So, here's the question. Will the Mississippi State Bulldogs get their first SEC win of the season on Saturday?
Guys, it's pretty simple. Do I think Mississippi State is going to get their first SEC win this Saturday? Yeah, it's pretty simple. They definitely are. What did our last opponents do? They gave up 460 yards. What did Mizzou do in their last game? Give up 460 yards. It's pretty said and done. We will win Saturday. It's pretty done. Any other arguments? Y'all got something stupid to say?
Easy. I got one easy. So Brady Cook coming back. Brady Cook's a great quarterback.
Yeah.
Has been a great quarterback. Experienced. Michael Van Buren is not experienced.
Okay.
So and then our defensive line gets 0 pressure. So Brady Cook's going to sit back in the pocket and pick us apart. Isaac Smith will have 30 tackles because we will be getting 15 to 20. They will be getting 15 to 20 yards down the field every single time.
I do agree with Justin.
Okay.
I feel like we are not winning this game. Our D-line has been non-existent since the beginning of the season. I mean, Toledo came here and we were expected to win against them, and then they ran over us. I don't think this SEC game is going to change.
Matt, speak some sense.
All right, I'm going to speak some sense to y'all.
Thank you.
Brady Cook he's coming back, first game back after his injury. But we got to realize he holds the ball so long. That's why he got injured, because he holds the ball in the pocket. If he's going to keep holding the ball like that, we're going to get a sack.
He's got time to hold the ball.
But he really doesn't, though. Not if we're bringing blitzes, because our defense is totally different from what every other SEC team runs. We run a whole different we run a 3-3-5. So we're bringing pressure almost every play, but we just can't get past other O-linemen because we have the second hardest schedule in the country. We're behind Florida. And Florida, we've seen what Florida been doing. They've been working hard to try to get their wins, and we work hard, but we can't get it. We can't ever finish. But I feel like this game we can finish. Michael Van Buren, he came in halfway through the season, and he's almost caught up to Brady Cook in passing yards. The only thing Brady Cook is beating him in is throwing interceptions. Van Buren has 5, and Brady Cook has 2, but Van Buren already has more touchdowns than Brady Cook. So obviously our passing game is better than Missouri's, and our passing defense is actually not bad. We actually have lockdown corners. So, and then plus our leading tackle safety, Isaac Smith, and then our second leading tackler, Stone Blanton at linebacker. Our defense is going to be stacked for this game, and I think we'll be just fine. I think if we can get some defensive pressure, put Brady Cook on his heels, and I think we'll be fine.
I just feel like Mizzou plays a fairly tough schedule too, and like even in their games, like they've had some easy games that they've been able to win by 50 points, 30 points, and we haven't done that yet. I just, I feel like that separates good teams from greats whenever you win the easy games by big margins. And I just feel like if we cannot get pressure on Brady Cook, I just don't see any way that he doesn't.
But how does Missouri do on the road?
I mean, how many fans are we going to have there? We're 2 and
It don't matter. We always have fans. Mississippi State, we love football. It's Mississippi. It's the South, baby. We love football.
It's not like
we gonna show up every
though.
time. Don't matter. Them Cowbells gonna do something for us. They always do. Them Cowbells always come through for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. They always do. You can't tell me I'm wrong either. Because it puts out a whole different type of level of energy for the players.
You mentioned how State runs a total different defense than everybody else. If we do run a different defense and you're expecting it to work this game, why hasn't it worked all the other games?
Because the game plan wasn't set up for them. Missouri, their offense is not as good as other teams that we've played so far this season. They're not.
Toledo beat us. You can't tell me Toledo has
Is
a better
Toledo
offense.
ranked?
I don't know.
They're not. Missouri's ranked 23rd in the country, so they're obviously going to.
That's arguing my point, though, that we're not going to win.
I'm telling you,
Is
we're
that
going to win.
Missouri's better than Toledo?
But I feel like Toledo and Missouri went back at it again. I feel like Toledo would give Missouri a run for their money because Missouri had a great start, but they're not finishing through well. You always got to finish through well through the season. That's not what they're doing. Mississippi State has actually gotten better throughout the season. Missouri has been getting worse. That's what I'm trying to say.
Thank you. And let's talk about Mark Van Buren, actually. Freshman quarterback, hasn't gotten a lot of wins this year. I would argue he has gotten many wins. He has won many quarters, many halves. It's just sometimes he has a tough time starting, sometimes he has a tough time ending games. But what I feel like in this game, our best odds is winning this game if he starts off strong. And I believe so as well. What do you think, Matt?
I think if Van Buren can come off hot and our running game can come off hot, I think we will be A-okay. If we can have a good first half and finish in the second, I think we will beat them. I think we'll beat the Missouri Tigers by at least 14, 2 touchdowns.
Thank you, Matt. And that is it for the first four.
Thank you so much, debaters. At the end of the show, find out who moved on to the final 4 minutes.
Switching gears, Mississippi State Bulldogs basketball team staged a thrilling comeback to defeat the Utah Utes 78-73 in the Mid-South Showdown in South Haven. Sophomore Josh Hubbard led the Bulldogs with 23 points, igniting the offense in the second half. Keyshawn Murphy was dominant on both ends, also contributing 18 points and grabbing 14 rebounds. Cameron Matthews added 12 points, and he was clutch at the free throw line, hitting 8 of 10, including key shots in the final minute. Trailing by 11 at halftime, the Bulldogs stormed back early in the second half to take the lead. Despite several lead changes, Mississippi State's resilience shone through. The Bulldogs got the win 78-73. Dylan Flippo was in South Haven and has more on the impressive victory.
Guys, it's a beautiful Tuesday evening here in Starkville, Mississippi. Behind me is Humphrey Coliseum, where the Mississippi State Bulldogs men's and women's basketball team plays, but the men's basketball team will spend a couple of weeks away from home in the next couple of weeks. The Bulldogs pulled off an impressive comeback victory against Utah at the Lander Center in South Haven, Mississippi this past weekend. Here's more from head coach Chris Jans on his team's performance.
Schedule unfolded, people that were paying attention, I've been saying it's time. We needed to play someone that looked like us and was from a similar conference, and we had learned and grown in the previous 3 games, but it was time. I wanted to, they wanted to, and obviously it didn't look very good at halftime, but really proud of our guys in terms of their response. I didn't know. We hadn't been in those situations with this team. I didn't know. I know what I wanted to happen, and fortunately it did, and that's something that we'll lean on all year long, because we're going to be in that situation again at some point this year.
Out of the members of Mississippi State men's basketball roster, Cameron Matthews has been a force to be reckoned with for the Bulldogs so far this year. He just recorded his 200th career steal, moving him up the list in steals all time for Bulldogs, tied with Quindary Weatherspoon.
It doesn't always pay off exactly when you want it to, but it will, is Cameron Matthews, right? I mean, who would have thunk at any point up until now that I'd ever run a play to get him the ball late in the game to shoot a free throw? And he delivered. His stroke looked really, really good early. He was confident. But again, people don't see the behind the work that he's putting in. I think people think that always off the bat starting game he's going to be a poor free throw shooter. And who knows what the next game or the next week or the next month will happen. But when he needed him this afternoon to seal this thing, he made him.
Mississippi State's first true road test of the season will come this Friday against the SMU Mustangs. I am Dylan Flippo for the Sports Effect. Thanks, guys.
Mississippi State women's basketball continued their undefeated streak, dominating Chattanooga 69-44 at Humphrey Coliseum on Sunday. The Bulldogs improved to 4-0 this season and boast a remarkable 21-1 non-conference home record under head coach Sam Purcell, who is just 1 win away from his 50th career victory. Graduate student Anaya Russell led the charge with 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Jerkayla Jordan added 12 points and 8 rebounds. Sports Effects reporter William McCurry has more on the past week, and Mississippi State women's basketball is full of signings and very happy, cheering children.
This past Wednesday was the 2nd annual Education Day for the Mississippi State women's basketball team. It is a tradition started last year where the team invites schools all over Mississippi to take in the action to give elementary and middle school goers a unique experience of higher education. While the team is providing a fun experience for them, the kids do the same for our Bulldogs.
What a great team win in front of an unbelievable crowd. To think this game occurred at 11 a.m. And just the energy. I mean, we could feel it when we come out of the locker room. I told my kids enjoy it because 15 years ago you were that kid. So this game was bigger than basketball. It was to come out and play with pride, enjoy, because who knows what young woman today or little boy just got inspired to pick up a basketball, and hopefully one day they'll become a Bulldog.
While Sam Purcell's Bulldogs would defeat Alabama State 83-29, furthering their streak to 3-0 at the time, he had a busy week ahead, not just because of a big game against the Chattanooga Mocs, where it took team leadership from Debrisha Pope to pull out the win.
I've done this the last 4 games. I write 4 questions on the board. Number 1, what do we need to fix? Number 2, what are we doing well? All right. And when they can go in there, to your point, and Poe immediately starts that conversation, and I'll walk in, and she's like, Coach, here, we got the answers already to what's going on. I think you saw that in the third quarter where they were like, heck yeah, Poe, great suggestions, great feedback. Let's go out there and make sure we're playing Mississippi State way. And I think that's why you saw a 22-7 quarter there in the third.
While the Education Day game may entice future recruits 10 years from now, Purcell has signed some new talent for fall 2025 this past week. This includes Lancaster Central's high school's own Madison Francis. Another signee is Jayla Lampley from Lawrence Central High School. Last but not least is Sam Purcell's first commit for the next freshman class, Natalia Gray from Alif Taylor High School. Reporting for the Sports Effect, I am William McCurry.
The team's next game is against the Mercer Bears Wednesday at 6:30 in the Hump.
Mississippi State Soccer is now in postseason play.
The team is headed to the second round of the NCAA Tournament for their 3rd season in a row. Our Mallory Murrow is in the newsroom with more on the team's first round win.
Mississippi State Soccer's pattern of breaking records this season has continued. The Bulldogs have their sights set on something big, an NCAA championship.
Won 7-0 in the first round of the NCAA Tournament Saturday. The 1-seed Bulldogs took on the SWAC tournament champions, Southern University. The 7 goals of the game were scored by 7 different players, and the Bulldogs had 38 shots with 16 on goal compared to the Jaguars' 0 shots. Senior defender Riley Combs says the team is taking the NCAA tournament as a new opportunity after losing in the semifinals of the SEC tournament.
Yeah, I think especially going off of last game, I think our whole team as a whole, we were like, this is a new chapter. We closed that one. Now it's time for the NCAA tournament, and we need to kick it up a notch. So I think we weren't very satisfied with how we ended things in the SEC tournament. So I think from now on, I think we have a new kind of perspective of what we want to accomplish. And I think today was a very good stepping point for what we want to accomplish going forward.
The win kept this season's undefeated streak at home alive for the Bulldogs. The program attendance record was broken once again this season with 3,461 fans at the match. This was also the largest crowd of all first-round NCAA tournament matches. Head coach James Armstrong says the support means everything to the team.
It felt like 8,000 tonight just from the noise, particularly when they're doing the maroon and white cheers and the cowbells, and what it means to this program means everything, not just this program, but also to the state of Mississippi. It's not traditionally a hotbed for soccer, so to see all of them come out today is just awesome on so many levels. We can't thank them enough.
The team is now moving on to the second round of the NCAA tournament.
The team's next game is Friday at 6 p.m. against Washington. Back to Anthony and Tierra in the studio.
After the break, we preview Mississippi State's weekend matchup with Missouri.
And could the Bulldogs get their first SEC win of the season? Hear what Coach Lebby has to say coming up.
Discovery. It tells our history and determines our future. At Mississippi State University, we're digging deep, unlocking an understanding of our past, validating it. Middle East exploration by faculty and students is uncovering evidence that unravels ancient mysteries. Scholars have long thought of the biblical kings David and Solomon as mythological figures. Our research offers evidence that supports their existence, boosting MSU into an international league of experts on archaeology. Now we're changing the way people think about the past, opening up new possibilities of understanding for future generations. Digging deeper, learning more. When it comes to making the world a better place, it's all in the numbers at Mississippi State University. Our big data science researchers are creating astonishing new algorithms to model human behavior and consumer activity to identify anomalous purchasing patterns. Interpreting the data creates heat maps that can signal fraudulent activity and even predict likely cybercrime locations and perpetrators. And as the only academic institution to team with a state-level DHS agency in the study of transactional data of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, MSU is helping prevent misuse while ensuring that benefits are being used as intended. These successes are opening doors for similar research partnerships with banking, insurance, credit card, and other data-intensive industries, leading to consumer confidence in online and other transactions. Making numbers count. Mississippi State University.
Welcome back in. Mississippi State football returns to Davis Wade this Saturday to take on Missouri in an SEC clash.
The Bulldogs, now 2-8, are looking to build momentum after ending their 7-game losing streak against UMass. Missouri comes in at 7-3, but they're coming off a heartbreaking loss to South Carolina. Can State finally grab their first conference win? Raylan Krager takes a deeper dive into this matchup.
The Mississippi State Bulldogs are gearing up for their final home game of the regular season, set to face the Missouri Tigers right here in Starkville. This matchup marks only the 5th meeting between Mississippi State and Missouri. Since the Tigers joined the SEC in 2012, the Bulldogs have claimed victory in both conference encounters, tying the all-time series at 2 wins each. It's been a challenging inaugural season for head coach Jeff Lebby. With a 2-8 overall record and an 0-6 in SEC play, the Bulldogs are eager to secure their first conference win. After a much-needed bye week, the team is refocused and ready to make a statement in these final games.
I'm looking for us on Saturday to play the best we've played all year. You know, that is the expectation. That's what we need to go get accomplished. And for us, it is about, again, as simple as it is, having the best Monday we've had all year. We had a really good practice this morning. We need to have another great practice tomorrow. But it is about being the best we've been, individually, collectively, on Saturday to give us a chance to go win.
With both teams hungry for a win, Saturday's game promises to be a thrilling showdown. Kickoff is set for 3:15, and the Bulldogs are counting on the home crowd to bring the energy. For the Sports Effect, I'm Raylan Krager.
Now to the teams that did play on Saturday.
There were a lot of playoff implications on the line, so let's get into some action that played out on the field.
Coming into Week 12 of the college football season, there were 9 SEC teams in the AP Top 25 college football rankings. After Week 12, that number went down to 7. So let's head to Columbia, South Carolina to see how one of those teams fell off the list completely. The Missouri Tigers taking on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Gonna start midway through the first quarter, 2nd and 7 for the Gamecocks in Missouri territory. Quarterback Lenora Sellers slinging it to Nick Harper for that touchdown. Second quarter, winding down, Sellers passes it to Jarrett Brown, and he takes it 38 yards for the score. 5 minutes left in the third. Missouri looking to score a touchdown. Quarterback Brady Cook handed it off to Marcus Carroll. In the fourth, Missouri looking to take the lead, and they do just that. Nate Noah running it in for the 1-yard score. South Carolina gets the ball back. Sellers running and looking to throw, and he connects with Michael Smith at the back of the end zone to take back the lead. And it's getting real interesting here. Missouri gets the ball back. Cook lobs it 37 yards to Luther Burden III, and he catches it, swings right off, right into the end zone. They decide to go for 2. The ball is snapped to Jamal Roberts, and he fakes the handoff and just runs it in himself for the successful conversion. 22 seconds left in the game. Missouri up by 3. South Carolina 2nd and 4, looking to win. Sellers makes a quick shovel pass to Raheem Sanders, and he runs it right in the end zone for the go-ahead touchdown. 9 seconds left. Missouri gets the ball back. Cook desperately looking for a big play, but picked off. by Jalen Kilgore. Final score, South Carolina 34, Missouri 30.
Let's head to Boulder, Colorado as the Buffaloes went head-to-head against the Utah Utes at home. First play of the game for Colorado, Shadur Sanders would throw the interception to Lander Burton. Utah would get a field goal out of that turnover, but the Buffaloes back on offense, fourth down. Utah was offside, so free play for the Buffaloes. Shadur Sanders connect with Will Shepherd on the fourth down. He telling his defender he's too small. Colorado not done at all though. Gets a defensive stop on third down, fourth down. Utah punts it, and LaJohntay Webster catches it, and he gets a few blocks and finds a lane to take it all the way for a touchdown, making it 14-3 in the first quarter. And Colorado winning by a large margin with a final score of 49-24.
Let's head to Madison, Wisconsin. The Wisconsin Badgers taking on the Oregon Ducks. There wasn't much scoring action in the first half until the last seconds of the second quarter, but Wisconsin quarterback Braden Locke makes a quick pass to Will Pauling, and he runs it in for the first touchdown of the game. Skipping to the fourth quarter, Oregon 2nd and 7 in Wisconsin territory. Quarterback Dylan Gabriel hands it off to Jordan James, and he takes it in for the 11-yard score and the Ducks' first touchdown of the game. Getting close to the 2-minute warning in the fourth, both teams tied. Oregon kicker Atticus Sappington makes the field goal to give the Ducks the lead. Wisconsin gets the ball back, 4th and 9. Locke throws long, but there's nobody home. They turn the ball over on downs. Oregon gets the ball back, and the Wisconsin defense makes a crucial stop with less than 2 minutes left in the game. Wisconsin gets the ball back. Locke throws, but batted up in the air and intercepted by Mateo Uiagalelei, and that seals the win for the Ducks to keep their undefeated streak alive. They're 11-0. Final score, Oregon 16, Wisconsin 13.
There was a marquee matchup with Texas versus Arkansas. First quarter, Quinn Ewers see Matthew Golden wide open for a touchdown. He shows off his golden dance. Arkansas with it though. Taylor Green trying to find something, but it's too late as the Texas offense sacked him on 3rd and long. Texas back on offense. Quinn Ewers trying to find something, and he would also get sacked on 3rd down by Landon Jackson. Arkansas will finally punch it in though right after this stop. Jaquindon Jackson making it 13-7 with this rushing touchdown. Texas now on the goal line though. Somebody in motion, and Quinn Ewers will throw the dot to Matthew Golden once again as he gets his second receiving touchdown. This will make Texas get a golden win against Arkansas with a final score of 20-10.
Let's head to Provo, Utah. The Kansas Jayhawks taking on the BYU Cougars. The Jayhawks get the scoring started with this 8-yard touchdown run by Devin Neal. BYU with the ball midway through the second quarter. Quarterback Jake Reslov connects with Hinkley Rapati downfield, and he runs it in for the score. Cougars with the ball again, under a minute left in the half. Reslov looks and throws, and it's picked off in the end zone by Mello Dawson. Going to the fourth quarter, Kansas in the red zone. Quarterback Jalen Daniels hands it off to Devin Neal, and he rushes it in for his second touchdown of the day. Kansas with the ball again, 3rd and 12. Daniel throws, and it's picked off by Kobe Bryant. BYU with the ball. Little under 5 minutes in the fourth quarter. Reslov throws it to Chase Roberts for a 12-yard gain. Last chance here for BYU to keep their undefeated streak alive. 4th and 11. Reslov throws. It's caught by Roberts, but short of the first down. BYU undefeated no more. Final score, Kansas 17, BYU 13.
Let's head to another big SEC matchup with Georgia going against Tennessee. Tennessee on the goal line, 3rd and goal. Miles Kitselman will score, jumping over the entire offensive line to get the touchdown. Now Georgia is down 10 with that score. Carson Beck with the ball, and he calls for help and hits Oscar Delp with a passing touchdown to put them on the board 7-10. Georgia in the red zone again. Beck throws another touchdown to Oscar Delp. They would get the lead off this touchdown, 3rd and goal. but Tennessee with the ball trying to get the lead right back, and they did indeed with Dylan Sampson making his presence felt like he always does, getting the lead back for them with a rushing touchdown. Tied up in the third though, Carson Beck would avoid pressure from the Tennessee defense, and he would just run it right in for a rushing touchdown. Georgia would get a key must-win victory over Tennessee with the final score 31-17.
After the break, we take you to the Dawg House.
The sense of place. We all have it. Often grown from deep roots in small-town communities. At Mississippi State University, our Carl Small Town Center is strengthening these ties. With nearly 40 years of making a difference, we're revitalizing communities into welcoming places to work, live, and congregate. By weaving together the best pieces of our past with modern technology and amenities, we're creating the hometowns of the future. Places where lifetime memories can be made, where you have all the things you need, along with all the things you want. Through partnerships with our communities, we're identifying improvement opportunities, recommending paths forward, and creating the plans for a better tomorrow.
Welcome back to the Sports Effect.
Well, Tiara, it's time now for one of our favorite parts of the show. Cody Rigdon shows us who's in the Dawg House this week.
Oh, I didn't see you there. My name is Cody Rigdon. Welcome to today's episode of In the Dawg House. Today, we're putting the Paul Tyson stream in the Dawg House. Man, wasn't that fight a crapshoot? The Mike Tyson glove biting, constant Netflix buffers, Jake Paul trying to dance around a 6-year-old man. We wanted to see Iron Mike out there. We ended up getting BBL Tyson.
Love you. Love you too.
Man, I need to talk about that Netflix fight. That was awful. I missed half the women's fight because of the buffering. I even missed like the first round of the Mike and Jake fight. I couldn't stand it. I wasted my entire Friday night watching that. I thought the judges were awful. Half the fights weren't even called correctly. I thought the first fight was especially ridiculous with that guy humping the other guy midway. It was awful.
Okay, that's enough.
Left punch, right?
It sure was. Right.
Okay, what's going on now?
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us in this week's segment of In the Dawg House. Root, root, root.
Thanks, Cody. That's it for us. After the break, we hear from our debaters in the Final Four.
At Mississippi State University, student-led teams are taking one of the country's biggest health issues to heart. Out to unravel one of science's unsolved mysteries, researchers in MSU's Department of Agriculture and Biological Engineering are asking why and when healthy cells in human arteries can begin changing into bone-like structures that hamper blood flow. This calcification contributes to strokes and heart attacks, two leading causes of death in Mississippi. As part of their groundbreaking research, students are designing a 3D model that allows them to understand how arteries act within the body and what changes them. By recreating what is happening at the cellular level, researchers are pursuing ways to stop and reverse the process of calcification. Testing treatments could lead to new solutions, helping reduce the number of people struggling with the effects of poor heart health, and ultimately saving lives. Mississippi State University, getting to the heart of better health for Mississippians.
Welcome back, guys. We are in our Final Four. We know NBA season has been kicked off. We are in November, and some teams have showed what they're capable of. So my question for y'all is, who do y'all think is going to win the NBA Finals? Justin, how you feel about that?
I have the Boston Celtics going back-to-back. I think Jason Tatum's a top 3 player in the league, top 5 at worst. I think that he's going to come back and win Finals MVP. I don't know what you look like that for.
That's a crazy pull. That's a crazy pull. Top 5 in the league is crazy. Top 5 in the league is crazy.
Jason Tatum, tough.
I can name 5 better players than Jason Tatum right now.
Jaylen Brown, I know you ain't going to say LeBron.
I could tell Jalen Brunson's better than Jason Tatum in the league right now. Anthony Edwards, Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic. They'll go 5 right there better than him.
Anthony Edwards ain't got what it takes to win a
Stop
finals.
it.
Anthony Edwards is good.
Stop it.
He's athletic. He's
Stop
good.
it.
He's just he
Stop
ain't got
it.
what it takes.
Stop it.
Jason Tatum goes
Stop
back.
it.
He goes back to the finals.
You seen what that boy? You seen what that boy did to KD last year? Stop it. That boy ain't got it in him. Stop it.
So what about as a team, though, Justin? How you feel like this they'll repeat?
I think they're well-rounded. They got, Derek
definitely.
White, he's a great player. Drew Holiday, great. Peyton Pritchard, great. He's great. And then you've got Jaylen Brown, who's obviously last year's Finals MVP. He's a great player. He gets buckets when you need them. Jason Tatum's going to give you 25 or 30 every game. I like the chances. And then, Jason Tatum, he wants that Finals MVP. I know he does, and I think he'll get it.
I agree with you for the Celtics going to the finals, but I don't think they're going to win it because I feel like the East is very easy for the Celtics because they are very well-rounded. They have the most well-rounded team in the East, but I feel like the West is so much stronger than the East that the Celtics are going to get used to running through people, and that's going to catch up to them in the finals when they run into a Western Conference team. Because if you look at the Celtics, the Knicks have the exact same roster as them. If you really go look at the roster, they're literally the same rounded team. Because the New York Knicks done turned into the Villanova Knicks. They got the whole Villanova squad, so they have team chemistry there. So it's there for the Knicks if they want to take it, because they're going to end up playing the Celtics in the conference finals for the Eastern side, because the Knicks are in the Eastern Conference. Right. But for the team that's going to win it all, Timberwolves. Give me Anthony Edwards. He's a dog. He showed y'all last year. He had to go ahead and put out his favorite player ever, KD. He gave that boy work. And then he went and tried to play Luka and them, and he was giving Luka and Kyrie work, but it's hard to beat Luka and Kai. That's two of the best PGs in the league.
I just think that defensively, I think that Anthony Edwards, he's gonna get his. But you just gotta have
Defensively, Minnesota Timberwolves are the best defensive team in the league. Rudy Gobert, 4-time decoy. Hold on now. Don't Nickel Alexander Walker, 6'6" guard, plays D. Come on now. Jaden McDaniels, talk that. They play defense.
But you got to have bucket getters, too. They're just
Anthony Edwards, he's a 30. He averaged 30.
Yeah, but that's one guy.
And they got Dante. They just picked up Dante DiVincenzo as another scoring guard. He averages 20.
He can't do it in the finals. I just don't think he
Stop
can do it in
it.
the finals.
Stop it. That boy Dante been there. And then if they play the Knicks in the finals, you can't tell me he's not going to go crazy. You can't tell me that. Because that's his boys right there. He going to kill them Villanova Knicks. Come on now. Timberwolves at 5. Timberwolves in 5.
Brother, the Boston Celtics have 3 or 4 different guys who can go for 30 any given night. The Timberwolves don't have that.
Tatum can't even shoot in the playoffs. Go look at the stats. Tatum can't shoot in the playoffs.
Tatum's still going to get 30. He'll give the Timberwolves 30.
No, he not.
They can't go.
No, he not. Jaylen Brown going to give him 30. Jason Tatum not. Jaylen Brown going to go get him another Finals MVP and another Conference Finals MVP.
If he's Finals MVP, you're
Tatum
saying the Celtics are going to win.
Well, great debate, guys. I guess we'll find out who will win the finals in June. Hope to see you guys again. That's all we have for today.
Timberwolves in 6.